Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to make realistic materials by using textures called PBR textures. Now if you see on the right here, we have Susan turned into some kind of rock. So by the end of this video, you should be able to make something like this, as you can see, and you would also be able to kind of make your own variations of it. Now before we begin, I've left timestamps in the description for the different parts, so yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to need to do two things. So for this first step, you want to go to Edit, Preferences, and just add add-ons. You want to activate an add-on called Node Wrangler. Right here, I have it turned on. Just make sure this box mark is ticked and you should be good. Okay, so for the next step, you want to go to this website called Polyhaven. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys. And basically, this website gives you like HDRIs and textures and models, and they're all for free. So that's pretty cool, I guess. And basically, for today, we're going to be going to textures. So let's go to Browse Textures. And as you can see, there's a lot of free cool textures, as you can see. You guys can choose whatever textures you want. I'm just going to choose a texture for the sake of this video. You guys can choose whatever you want, and you know, I think for the sake of diversity, I'm going to choose something different from the thumbnail. Maybe asphalt. I think that looks kind of cool. Okay, so when you've chosen your texture, you want to go to this quality and adjust to whatever quality you want. For me, I'm just going to keep it at 1K because I think that's pretty sufficient for now. Like if you have more like high quality projects, you might want to increase these guys, but 1K is fine for now. And we can hit download right here and just download it wherever you want. I'll just put it in downloads for now. And when it's done downloading, you just want to go to wherever you saved it. Right here, mine's in download, and you want to extract it. Now you might need a extracting program. I use this program called WinRAR, so I'm just gonna right click and then extract it like this. There we go. And let's open the files. And basically you're just going to go into textures right here, and you're going to see 4 images or 4 like textures, as you can see. So now let's go to Blender now, and I'm gonna just add a simple Susan for today's example. Mesh and monkey, and let's move her up like that. And I'm gonna press Control 3 to give her a subdivision surface modifier. There we go. So with that, I'm gonna right click and shade auto smooth. That's nice. And next we're gonna go to shading, and we're gonna press new. There we go. So now I'm not sure if you guys are like used to nodes. I think some of you guys like know how to use it. Some of you guys are new to this. It's fine. Basically, to explain, the workflow kind of works like from the left to right. As you can see, these lines. There's going to be an output on the right of each like block, and there's going to be a port for input on the left of each block. So if you see this one, this material output, it has no like output. That's because this is like the final output. Everything that's gonna appear on this object will appear, will need to be plugged in here. So now let's go back to this files. As you can see right here, you can see there's 4. It's diff, disp, and nor, and rough. So if you go to like material properties, I think this is where you're pretty much used to when you're like adjusting colors, like the base color and stuff. And you can adjust these values, these like each values. Like I can make this monkey red, and like specular, if I increase the specular, it becomes like more shiny. If I lower the roughness, it becomes even more shiny. So the point is, these guys are like ports for like values. So like you can plug in different values for these guys. And basically, in a way, image is just like a 2D image with like different values. So if you see this diff right here, let's just drag it in, diff. So this diff has like information for the colors of your textures. So this is like the main dish of your textures, I guess. And basically for this one, you want to plug the color, the output of it, into the base color. And with that, you can see it kind of turning that to that, like, you know, asphalt kind of texture, which is nice. But if you look at it, it doesn't really look like asphalt yet, because it just kind of seems like it just got like plastered onto the model. It's just got slapped on there, and there's not really much like reflection or any bump or anything. So for the next thing, we want to adjust like the reflection. Right now it's just all like one value, each point, like each spot here is just reflecting the same amount. So to fix that, we're gonna go into here again, and you can see rough right here, rough. You're just gonna drag that into here, and then you want to plug this color into the roughness. And when you do that, you can see that it looks a little bit better now, because the reflection is more accurate because it comes in a set like this. So as you can see, it's way better now. But I think there could be more improvements. It still kind of looks like it just got plastered on a little bit with a better like reflection. I think it could do like better with more bumps. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do next. If you go over here and you can see Nor right here, Nor. Let's just drag it in. Now this Nor actually stands for normal. So to explain what a normal map is in the most simplest way, I guess you can say that normal is like a way to kind of give your object an illusion that it has a bump, although it's not actually there. So you might think that, oh sweet, you can just plug this output color into the normal right here. But actually that's wrong. You see, in nodes there's like different kinds of like data, like input and output. You can see there's different colors for these ports, like gray, yellow, and purple, and even green. So basically, to explain, the gray and the yellow is pretty similar, and it could be a little bit interchangeable. Basically, the gray one is for representing black and white stuff, and the yellow one is just for colors. So like if you plug a color into a black and white, it's still kind of usable. It's not bad, it's like okay. But like for example, if you have a color and if you plug it into a normal, it's a little bit different, because if you look on the left right here, this is what a normal looks like. Well, yeah, kind of like this. It's not like compatible yet. Now you might look at this and think, oh, this is a normal map. This is actually an image. We need to convert like this image to be compatible with this basically. So we need to press Shift A to add a bump node. So just search it in and bump node right here. So once you plug it in, as you can see, the effects are pretty much taking place now. So you can see that there's some bump, and it might not look that great because it's just extremely bumpy. So you can adjust the strength right here. And oh, my bad, actually. One thing, we're still having the same issue. We need to switch this plug into the height plug. That's my bad. So like, as you can see now, if you adjust the strength, the effects can take place. You don't want the strength to be like extreme like that. It doesn't look great at all. I used to do this for some reason when I was like 12 years old. Don't do it. Just adjust it lower to like, I don't know, like a little bit, not too much, not too little. But now you can see like just with this, it looks like amazing, to be honest. Like, wow, look at that. Pretty sweet. Okay. And now everything is pretty good, I would say. But now there's some things that we might want to change, like the scale of this texture. Like if you want to make like adjust the scale so that it's smaller or bigger, how do we do that? We can't really do anything yet unless we plug in a value. So you see this vector right here is actually for adjusting like the values of this map. Okay, so to access it, you need to select your color and press Ctrl T. Now this will only work if you have the Node Wrangler add-on turned on. So yeah, make sure it's turned on, as I taught you earlier. And yeah, as you can see, now we have this mapping thing and we have this texture coordinate thing. Now I'm gonna explain everything one by one for now. So right here is the location. You can adjust like the location where the image is mapped onto your like object, I guess. And also the rotation, for the rotation that it's mapped onto your object. And even the scale. This is what I was talking about. If you want to make it bigger, you can increase like the size like this, and as you can see, it adjusts. If you want to make it like smaller, maybe you can decrease the value and it'll like zoom in more. So like it's up to you. I'm just gonna keep it at like 3. I think 3 sounds nice. Ooh, that's great. Okay. So with that, now you can move this down here. And basically, if you press Ctrl T for this one again, it works. But the thing is, all of these textures are pretty much the same thing, but it's just in another like language, maybe, to put it as an analogy. So it's pretty much the same coordinate and everything. It's just maybe in a different color. So it's pretty much fine to just take another strip of this line and just plug it in here. And it would pretty much do the same thing. So now if you adjust like the scale and stuff, even the normal map and these guys get affected. So that's a nice thing. Okay. So to wrap up a little bit more, if you see right here, sometimes there's going to be like a object that you can't really map. Like there's some objects that you just made yourself maybe, and you like didn't UV map it yet. Basically, I'm not sure if you guys are experienced with UV mapping or editing right here, but basically these textures are being like basically these model is being like unwrapped into a 2D plane right here, as you can see, and they just slap on a texture onto the unwrapped thing of it. So it's like a cardboard box being unwrapped, and then you kind of stick a paper to it, kind of like this. But now sometimes you might not know how to do that yet, or maybe you're just too lazy, I guess. So in that case, what you can do is you can switch from object to switch from UV to object, my bad. Switch from UV to object like that. And you might be thinking, whoa, that doesn't really look that well as earlier. Well, yeah, I would say right now, as you can see, the image is being projected from the top of the monkey. Let me actually lower the scale of this. I think that would be nice. As you can see, if you look from the top, it's perfectly fine. It's pretty much perfectly fine, but if you look from the front, it looks like it's like being stretched. So basically the point is, right now you're using flat mode right here. So it's projecting the image just from the top and bottom, kind of like this. But we want it to be projected on all sides of the thing. So basically you can just change this from flat to box, flat to box, and I think I'm missing one. Up here, flat to box. And as you can see now, it's all being projected from all sides. But at the same time, if you think about it, when you do that, there's going to be this like very obvious ugly line in like the betweens of the projection from all sides. So to fix that, you can go down here to, it says blend right here, right? You can increase the blend a little bit like this, which will kind of blend your textures together like this. And once you do like the blend for all of it, it would pretty much look really seamless. As you can see, like the line earlier, it's pretty much like gone now. All right, that's actually pretty cool. So there we go. For now, we got some basic stuff set up, the textures, the base color, and the roughness thing and the normal map. Okay, but now there's just one problem. This normal map thing is pretty nice. It gives you like an illusion that it's being a bump, but sometimes there's gonna be a case where you just want it to be an actual bump, you know? Like if you look at the edge right here, you can see that it's like slicky smooth, really smooth. So what you need is a thing called a displacement. Now basically if you just listen to the name of the thing, displacement, it kind of basically is just for displacing things with a texture. So we can go here and let's bring in our last image right here, displacement. So for this displacement will allow us to kind of create like actual bumps onto our monkey. So to actually like apply this, there's no plug over here, but it's actually over here at the output for some reason. So what you need to do is you need to add a displacement node right here. And basically it's pretty much the same thing. You just take the color and you want to plug it into the height. And then with the height, you want to plug it into the displacement right here. And with that, as you can see, you got actual displacement in a way. But like, you know, the scale is pretty high right now. And it still kind of works like a normal map if you adjust it. Like if you look at the edge, it's still working like a normal map. It's not really doing anything. So the point is, what you need to do, now this is like gonna be really fun, is first you need to go to this render properties and switch to cycles. Then you want to press N in the node space right here. Press N and go to tool, and go to options and settings. And you want to change from bump only to displacement and bump. So basically if you adjust this, you see this like thing. This is the same thing as a normal map. It's a bump, as it was set right here, bump only. It's a bump. But we just don't just want like bump. We also want it to displace the vertices of these models. So like with this now, let's go to like render preview now. Okay. It's gonna be really glitchy. Let's switch from CPU to GPU. You might not see any difference. That's because the scale is set to 0. But if you increase the scale now, would you look at that? It's creating actual bumps now. Let me turn on denoise as well. Let's increase more so you can see how apparent it is. You can see that each like spot is now being like adjusted by that texture. It's like the same way, kind of like that, which I think is pretty cool. I think I don't really want much of it. Maybe like 0.05 is nice. And yeah, hold on, don't forget to change from flat to box and give it a little blend. And don't forget to plug this as well. My bad. There we go. Oh. Plug this right here. Okay, let's go to layout and see how we got this. Kind of looks like clay for some reason. Let's give it a moment to render. Okay, right there, as you can see, that's pretty nice. It kind of looks like asphalt. The lighting's pretty bad right now, so I guess that's that. So basically that's the way that you kind of set up a PBR node setup. Now I would say this is like really tedious, and I'm pretty sure no one would actually sit down and do this every time they're making a node, like a PBR node setup. And that's because there's actually a feature for the Node Wrangler add-on to basically set all this up automatically for us. So let's go do that. Okay, so I've reversed everything to just the monkey and this basic setup. And basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna select your principled BSDF and remember this hotkey for the rest of your life. Control-Shift-T. Okay, Control-Shift-T. And it will open a new Blender file view, and you just want to search for your for textures that you downloaded. I've also downloaded a new texture to show that you can do a different ones. So basically you just need to locate wherever the texture is located, and you just want to drag and select all 4 of them. Maybe sometimes there will be 4 or more than 4, maybe 5 sometimes. In that case you just select all of them as well. There are probably more features sometimes, so yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's unlikely. And with all the 4 you just press principled texture setup, and would you look at that, it's the same setup we did earlier, and it's all done for us, and it's even got this grouping frame thing, which is amazing. But with this you still need to do some adjustments. You might want to change from UV to object like this, and it will kind of be like that, and you want to switch from flat to box, flat to box, flat to box. Now if you look right here, the texture is kind of messed up. Now this is actually the thing that I talked about in a video earlier. Basically the solution is to just lower the scale of the displacement to 0, and would you look at that, it's fixed. So this problem is kind of occurred for some reason when you increase the scale in Eevee. So let's just lower it for now, and let's look at the scene, the kind of obvious line right there. Increase the blend a little bit right here as well. And finally the main dish, the base color. And there we go, that's great, that's perfect, looking good. And you can also press N and go to options, and oh wait, you need to be in cycles, my bad. Go to eView, switch to cycles, and change from bump only to displacement and bump. And now you can just go to cycles again, and I can increase this scale right here, and there you go, it's amazing. Let's give it a little more subdivision. As you can see, that's really cool. So yeah, pretty much that's it for today's video. We kind of learned how to do PBRs and stuff. Here's some examples for other PBR stuff where my students and other people have done. Also I have this Albert Einstein poster now, which is pretty cool, I guess. Well yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, I guess. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.